Hi everyone, in this video we're going to talk about the checkbox element, and there are certain distinctions between this element and the multiple choice element that I'd like to share with you. First things first, this is the default checkbox element. It's located here in the question options menu, and it's that first option. When you click on it, you're prompted to create a variable right away because the options selected are going to be saved as these variables. So now I have two here. As you can see, there's only one checkbox currently, and that is on purpose. So we have our normal object properties, and that video is linked here. Scrolling down, let's look at the special options. First things first, you can randomize the item order. If you choose to do so, we do recommend that you link the item order to an array, which just means that you'll get an array variable as part of your data output that shows you in what order your checkbox options appeared. You can choose to show or hide the question header, and you can choose to make the object required or not. So here's the special part about checkbox elements. When you first add them to the frame, the name that you give the checkbox only refers to the first checkbox. So yes, it's the name of the whole element, but if you watch here, I'm going to click this plus sign to add another option to my checkbox. I have to give it a different name. And the reason being is that in checkbox elements, you can select multiple options. So if you recall, and I'll link that video here, in the multiple choice element, you can only pick one of the options. Checkboxes are typically select all that apply type of questions. So these are great additions to questionnaires because your participants can select one or multiple options in the same question. So if my question was, select all the fruits that you like to eat, you could pick, a couple of them. Whereas a multiple choice example would be, select your favorite fruit, and then you would pick one of the options. So looking here, each of these checkboxes is its own true-false variable. So this is called Boolean, and what happens is when the participant clicks on one of these checks and it becomes checked, that variable is now saved as a value of true. If they don't check that box, the variable stays false. So I will show you what that looks like in the data output. This is a quick little screenshot of the Data View and Export tab for a task involving checkboxes. As you can see, I did not select the first checkbox, but I selected this and this one. So if you look, you can see this was one checkbox, okay? So check 1, I did not select, and then these three, checkbox 1, checkbox 2, and checkbox 3, were all part of the same element, but they were option 1, option 2, and option 3, and I named that on purpose. So when you're naming your checkboxes, just remember, the name of the checkbox element is not what's actually going to show up in your data output, so you can give it whatever name you want, but remember, the name of the checkbox element is really only the name of the first box. So when the participant selects it, they get saved as true. So that's a quick overview of the checkbox element. I hope this video was helpful.